hasn't put out anything today? Nothing? Time to feed these hungry Steam Deck fans. Deals, games, update. Look at you. Let's do this. Alright. Hello peoples. Good mornings. Another beautiful day. Yep. Hope your five senses work. Health and strength is good or excellent. What? Time to feed you little hungry Steam Deck fans, you know. Steam Deck fans. Right. Anyway, let's do this. What I got for you Steam Deck fans? Let's see. You know, the Steam Deck Tribe, Steam Deck Nation, Steam Deck Universe, Steam Deck World, Steam Deck Legion, what's good? Steam Deck Mob, what's happening? Steam Deck Squad, what's up? And you Steam Deck nerds, geeks, and freaks, and investigators, what's happening? Yeah. I got news for you. News. Yeah. Alright, let's do this. What I got for you guys. Alright. Let's see here. First things first. Game developer. Let's see here. Game developer Valve breakdown what? Then it says Valve breakdown what? Will, and then it says in parentheses and won't, close parentheses, get your games features on Steam. Alright, let me keep you a little Steam. Get your games features on Steam. And then it says we don't think we should pay to win. Alright. So Valve is stepping their game up, you know. Steam that got them busy, man. You know. Anyway, ever wonder what it takes to get your games featured on the front page of Steam? Valve is finally ready to share answers in a new video hosted by Steam business team representative Eric Peterson. The company breaks down the difference between rhythmic and curated section of Steam Store, providing guidance on how developers can make themselves visible to players who might want to check out their game. And it says some key tips from Valve explainer includes how developers can make the most of tags, the factor strong localization, regional pricing, and controller support will increase the odds that Valve will choose to feature your game in key location, and that ultimately players interested drives visibility. And then it says here in the video, Peterson explained that Valve two big pillars for marketing on Steam are this: Valve want to match games with players who will love them. Valve does not sell advertising or optimal placement on the platform. We don't think Steam should be pay to win, he said. Not selling ads levels the playing field and makes recommendation better for players. Valve's statement on that topic is a fascinating contrast to how other platforms like the Roblox marketplace do rely on storefront advertising to generate revenue. Those platforms have been plagued with controversy and accusation that they support a pay-to-win model. And it says then it says in parentheses, one wonder if Valve had either been fielding high-profile requests to buy such advertisement, or if a conspiracies about such advertising were spreading too far in certain circles. Alright, and then it says here's another one. It says what is algorithmic and what is your curated on Steam. If you're looking for a quick rundown what is algorithmic and what's curated on Steam, here's a quick breakdown of the two categories. When you open the Steam front page, the game features in the top banner is a curated selection by Steam. The carousel below that, however, is generated by a mixed algorithmic tool. And then it says here, Peterson broke down the algorithmic section. Players will see in that carousel, in its player, it will see a mix of games they've played or wish list, games their friends are playing, or have wish listed games their friends have been recommended, top selling games that correlated to their regions, new release and updates from curators the players follows. Further down the page, the special offer tab is a pool of discounted selection by Valve Store Manager. After that, the remaining front page recommendation pools includes the discovery queue, the recommended game carousel, the curator recommendation carousel, the from developer and publisher carousel, and the Steam top charts are all algorithmic. Valve Content Hub, and it says section of the store dedicated to specific genres are set up like mini-me versions of the front page and are described as personalized. It's a neat breakdown of just how displaying games on the Steam storefront works, and it goes farther than just the general explainer of making a good game and market your game well. That itself is fascinating because Valve's long-time approach to supporting developers on the store has been a mix laziness, fear, economics, or clamping down on ways developers can get hard data on each other sales numbers. Valve business strategy for the last few years has leaned more and more on algorithmic solutions to the storefront marketing problems. After years of tweaking such a solution, it seems confident now in its ability to explain to developers how they can take advantage of such tools. Well, Valve is trying to reach their players, and looking like they're making their storefront more simpler, more easier to use, and they're not relying on advertisement. So yeah, they're updating their store. It will be the same like working in a retail store. It's just like working in a retail store. You're trying to make a good presentation, so when your user come in, they have an easy access to what they need to know about the games and so forth. I remember like when I was working at CompUSA back in the day, we would do the same thing. We always try to keep the store up to date, and we always try to find ways to draw customers in. So yeah, it's the same rules. Same rule applies in retail, in a retail store. It's the same that applies in a digital store. All right, here's another one. One of the best 2023 indie games just got a huge expansion. Black Salt Games has just revealed a massive new expansion, Pale Reach, for its Lovecraft skew fishing game, Dredge, that will chill you to the core. So yeah, if you love Sea of Thieves, it's for you Sea of Thieves lovers, Dave the Diver lovers, Subnautica, Abzu lovers, yeah, Songs of the Deep lovers. This expansion is for you. Alright, says Dredge was unexpectedly one of my favorite games this year. I don't think it would play poorly or anything like that. I just never thought that I would find such comfort in a horror online experience. I can easily lose hours of my life traversing the game Lovecraftian waters and always finding myself wishing for more story content. Thankfully, my wish come through, as Black Salt Games has revealed a shiny new Dredge expansion. The DLC is called The Pale Reach, and it brings us to much icier depth. It says when it comes to Dredge, it's one of my favorite indie games. The combination of Lovecraft and horror with more wholesome gameplay, such as fishing, form a unique blend of feature I have not seen before. With Pale Reach, Black Salt expand on these elements by adding even more creepy crawling content. The new expansion offer a few more hours of gameplay that are described as playable at any time in your playthrough. So yeah, I'm gonna leave this expansion in the video in the description box. It says the DLC it comes out November the 16th, and it costs $21.99 / $24.99. So yeah, Pale Reach, get ready for it. Anyway, all right, you Steam Deck fans are covered. All right, what else I got for you? let's see here. Okay, let's see what else. Oh yeah, Proton 8.4. I got you covered, man. Got you guys covered. All right, let's see what we talking about. Proton 8.4. Phoronix, what's up, Phoronix? Says here, Valve released Proton 8.0 through 4 as a big improvement for Windows gaming on the Linux. Valve has just released Proton 8 through 4 as a stable on the Steam client for enhancing the experience for running Windows games on Linux for this Wine-based software that powers Steam Play. Proton 8 through 0 through 4 brings forward many games usability improvement, bug fixes, and various new features for running countless modern games targeting Microsoft Windows to just work on Linux, both for the likes of Linux desktop gaming experience and Valve Steam Deck handheld. Most of these features were previously available for those opting in the Proton experimental build, while now are deemed stable. Proton 8 0 through 4 gets more games running that previously only worked when using Proton experimental. EverQuest 2, Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic 2, yes, The Force. I need the lights. It says The Longest Journey and other games are now working nice on the stable Proton update. And it says here, Proton, let me get this pop-up out the way. Proton 8 0 through 4 fixes BattleNet continuously trying to update itself. The EA desktop software having a blank login screen after a recent update. Baldur's Gate 3 launcher sometimes having an error dialog, fixing some Unreal Engine 4 games. NVIDIA Navapi is now enabled for many more Windows games, fixing Ubisoft Connect breaking with its recent version, and countless other bug fixes. And then it says Proton 8 0 through 4 also pulls in Wine, Mono 8.01, VK D3D, and Proton 2.10, DXVK 2.3.5, DXVK Navapi 0.6.4, and other dependent software updates. Linux gamers can fire up Steam to get this latest Proton update. And then it has 14 comments, so yeah, you know how that goes in the comment section. Yeah, Steam Deck fans are covered. Alright, what else I got? So I got that. Okay, got that out the way. What else? Let's see. Anything else? Anything else? Anything else? Anything else? Oh, 14 comments. What you got? What you got on the comments section? Let's see what people are talking about here. Okay. Let's see. What do we got? Yeah, the Steam Deck gets update, folks. You best believe it. Updates. Okay, what do we got? Okay. What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? Update. Talk to me. Talk to me. Talk to me. I'm trying to get this update. But yeah, Valve is on it, man. They're updating their stores, their policies, updating their stores and their policies. And then Proton 8 0 through 4. Oh yeah. See, they're making sure that they finish off strong with the Steam Deck for 2023. they're not playing around here. So yeah, they are serious about this. So they're taking things. Yeah, ever since they got the Steam Deck, man, they've been on it. You know, they came out swinging. So yeah. Okay. All these pop-ups coming up all over the place. I'm trying to close them. Oh, come on now. Come on. Anyway, yeah. But right now they're updating, just keeping things up to date and finishing the year strong so they can go into 2024. Yeah. Yeah. With no hiccups, so to speak. But you know, everyday updates come out for the Steam Deck, so yeah. And the Steam Deck fans, they are getting spoiled. Spoiled. Deals, games, and updates. Oh yeah. Ever since, I saw Rare doing this. Rare released Sea of Thieves, they were on it. They opened a line of communication with their users, and it worked. So Valve is doing the same thing, you know. Valve is not playing around here, so yeah. Okay, let's see here. Let's get this pop-up out the way. What are you doing? Okay, here's what someone in the comments said. He said, I love my Steam Deck. At the same time, I hope that Asus, Lenovo, and Neo take a good sharp look at what Valve has accomplished with SteamOS and Proton. One has to wonder how a ROG Ally would perform with SteamOS plus Proton software stack that is optimized for the hardware. As it stands, the normally much faster APU in the ROG Ally is barely faster than the Steam Deck in battery mode. You wonder why, and cannot help but wondering if performance is unnecessarily sacrificed because the ROG Ally uses a Q software stack based on Windows and DirectX. Someone says here, somebody responded to that comment. He said, it's likely due to the fact that the Z1 Extreme take far too much power for the performance you get. The Van Gogh APU in the Steam Deck was designed to be as power efficient as possible. The Z1 Extreme is just a rebadged 740U, which takes a decent chunk of power to really get going. It's not a software stack issue. It's a fundamental silicon design difference. Anyway, it says here, another person here says, I don't think this is true. Somebody else responds. Somebody else says, I don't think this is true. AMD advertised the Z1 Extreme as a 90 to 30 watt chip just because it can use twice the juice of the Steam Deck of a Steam Deck doesn't mean it won't operate just fine. A 10 to 15 watt setting. Z1 Extreme is newer architecture, newer manufacturing process, and has more CPU plus GPU cores. So they could be run at a lower, then it says in parentheses, more power efficient clock speed, but still pack more punch. It has all the advantage. So I'm pretty confident an end user, and then it says in parentheses, or better yet, an OEM like Valve can dial in settings for the Z1 Extreme that would clobber a Rift at 10 to 15. Someone else is responding here. He says, let's see, who responded first here? Let me call them out. Let's see, they go at it, man. Let's see, Radi, who is this? Lee Bass, and X Chronic. The next person here is Draco Ness 77. He says, it's not Windows' fault. Reality is Zen 4 APUs aren't impressive in ultra low power mode. That's all Valve said. They are not releasing Steam Deck 2 anytime soon because they want SD2 to be significant better in HW capabilities. I did say it's quite likely they are going to wait for N3 base AMD IP and do some semi-custom on top of that. See, wait on the Steam Deck 2, folks. Anyway, someone here says, Sighton says here, it's probably, though, to some extent, after all, there have been studies around the web displaying how abysmal I/O speed is between Windows and Linux by default, as well as the different overhead of Windows in terms of background process and memory. And it says in parentheses, which rather impact battery and can impact performance if you play intensive games, close parentheses. Then he says, and network, then another parentheses, he says, also some things moving in the background. Then he said, that says, I hope Asus did ask for Microsoft engineers to help to optimize their version. Another person here says, I hope that Valve includes game scope and game modes in Steam, and a way to focus and output would be nice. ATM, I have to set my gaming monitor as primary, which I don't really like. And then he says, adding a small rant that Cyberpunk always think that I use gamepad when running with Proton isn't related, but it's really sucks. Says I don't even have one connected. This from Flower. And then what's this? OJSL1 says this. He says this has been an issue on both Windows and Proton. And then he has a link here. He says the Steam discussion link in that GitHub comment has an easy temporary solution for it. And then let's see. Kaylin says, "What about Darksider War Masters with cutscenes? I wait for ages to play that game." Yeah, they're going at it, man. Who else? And then another person here. I've been going at it. He says, "You say you are all correct, sort of." Who is this? Let me see what this is. This is a cheat hand. He said, "You are all correct. Windows is slower compared to Steam OS on the Steam Deck. Something we do not see to this degree on the ROG Ally. So Valve was able to get some extra performance by tuning their software stacks, something which could require coordination between the three companies, Asus and AMD, and Microsoft and the ROG Ally. So not gonna happen." The Tarek did a comparison and found SteamOS slightly faster for gaming on average with some outliers. It says, "What is also important is that the Steam Deck achieved much better frame consistency, perhaps due to not so many background things running like Windows. See Gamers Nexus reviews." He says about the power efficiency, high yield support that Valve custom APU is much better at power saving because it cuts most of the unnecessary features, while the Z1 is the same silicon as the 7840U. As such, comes with a range of things that gamers do not want or need, but will still cost power. It says this was also found by Digital Foundry. As soon as you turn on the FPS limiter, then the Steam Decks soundly defeat the ROG Ally in battery life. This is because the ROG Ally cannot enter slower power mode as quickly or operate them as efficiently. In God of War at 720p, lower with 30 FPS limit, the Steam Deck gets 136 minutes battery life, and the ROG Ally only 101 minutes, despite the latter being faster at 15 watts with no FPS. Yeah, that the Steam Deck is a problem, man. Yeah, we couldn't find a game the Steam Deck couldn't run. Here's another comment. This is Gusar. He said, "The game bugs that was fixed in 2.1 patch that was released yesterday is not a Proton issue. Some Windows users had it too. Just update the game and you're good to go." Then another person here says, "I did update it yesterday and my games still think I use a controller. I can't switch to keyboard." And another person here says, he said, who is this? Shivi. He said, "Funny, I have the opposite problem. I use a PS5 controller and it alternates as being detected as a keyboard or Xbox controller. So my prompts are never for controller in my hand. I end up having to use a forced PS5 icon mod." He says, "I hope we get the FSR3 update sooner than later. I'm hoping that my 6700 XT will maybe somehow be able to pull off low NRT settings with frame generation." Another person here said, Gooser says, "Seems you're not the only one." It says 2.1 does work for me and I use a hack with 2.0. The hack won't work on 2.0.1 though. The file that needs to be exited has changed. Try disabling Steam input for the game. Beyond that, make noise on the Steam forums and Reddits and report to CD Projekt Red if they have any official bug report page. They need to know that the fix doesn't work for everyone." And then another person, who is this? He said Draconos. He says, "I do not care about academic studies, which concentrates on theories and synthetics. Most of the time, some aspects of Linux OS might be probably are far more performant, but at the end of the day, the practical difference in gaming performance is what matters the most. At this point, we have no empirical evidence that that's disappointing 15-watt mode Zen 4 performance is Windows' fault. Quite contrary. Then he says Phoronix benchmark shows that generally Windows 11 is even faster than Ubuntu 23.4. Then he says, then he has a link. He says Windows background tasks might cause inconsistency in frame time, but not the low average. Performance I/O is not that critical for average either. Not to mention Linux has an extra translation layer in graphics stacks. Perhaps the Z1 firmware is not fine-tuned for ultra low power mode or something like that, but that's not Windows' problem. Yeah, they're going at it in this comment. I got about 2 more comments to read. He says here, well, I looked too fast. It's now worked with my keyboard. It's only setting the page that doesn't show keyboard control, so I can't rebind any key anytime, but that's good enough for me. Yes, yeah, these Steam Deck fans ain't no joke. Linux users, that is. It says here, either you are comparing Steam OS or the messed up Ubuntu. This is not about academic studies, but reality. Anyway, that's the end of the comments, but yeah, these little Linux users, Windows users, sharing their opinions and thoughts about the Steam Deck and the Logitech, the Asus ROG Ally, and yeah, they're giving their feedbacks and stuff. So yeah, you learn a lot in these comment sections. You learn a lot because people have different experiences. But anyway, but yeah, Proton 8.0 through 4, it's out. Yeah, time to update your Steam Deck, folks. Yeah, and keep moving. Yeah, they're on it, man. That's this little thing here, man. This little Steam Deck. See if I can get it. Actually, I was running Quake on this. Yeah, the Steam Deck. Yeah. So this little handheld is a bad. He's a bad one. Tell you that. But yeah, people love it, man. And yeah, some people got the Asus ROG and the Steam Deck. Some people got the Asus ROG Steam Deck, and Neo. Different people. Some people got like one of each handhelds. But yeah. But this Steam Deck, man, is no pushover. Just to let you know. Anyway, I'm gonna leave this video for y'all to enjoy. Nice talking to you people again. Chris, those Star Wars and Star Trek playing work. Come on. Peace.